It's time to install the drywall. Hi, I'm Joy Watts with Watts Homes and Construction, and I am here with Jimmy Grubius, who is installing the drywall today in this large house. So let's take a look. So right now Jimmy's working on the ceiling, and you can see how he has most of it done. He has this last piece to install, and this is the ceiling in the kitchen. And what's nice is he has this piece of equipment, especially if you're doing drywall by yourself, to be able to hang the high areas. So let's check out how he does this. He's already cut the piece. And now he has to get high enough so he can screw it in. So he starts by tacking in the one end. And then how far apart are all the screws?
I think these are 16 on center. Yeah, 16 on center. And I usually it's only 32 inches. So I'll put one in the middle because they're usually put them about 12 inches apart in the field.
Once he gets the drywall tacked up to the ceiling, then he can move his contraption away so he can finish screwing everything off. So he's cutting out where the recessed pans are. So how did you know where the actual pans are to be able to cut out in the right location?
I pre-measure them.
Okay.
Mark them.
Mark them on the studs?
Yeah. And then because this is only 32 inches wide, I only put one screw in the center. And that's just to hold it till the glue dries.
Okay. So yeah, you glued the studs, installed the drywall on the ceiling. Then you're basically putting a screw about every 12 to 16 inches on each side. And then you're also screwing down the center. Third, where he needs to do the cutout for that electrical opening. So he already measured the board to know how long he needs it to be, and he put a few of the nails in it so that way he can tack it up. And then he'll start continuing to nail from there and cut the hole for the electrical. He's cutting in where that electrical was. And then now he can just screw in all the various locations. And what's nice is you can actually see on the drywall itself, they do have a bunch of X's on there. Not that most drywallers use it to determine where the screws will go.
Yeah, so once you screw off the outside edges, you're going to want to push screw one screw every other stud, and that pulls the board into the glue. And that's about it.
Make sure it adheres well.
Yeah. I trust the glue more than I trust the screws.
And then after you do that, then you just screw off the rest of the board.
Yeah.
Now he's screwing at the very top of the drywall just to make sure it all stays in place because the nails aren't enough. To open it up for the doorway.
So if I router it, it'll tear up that drywall.
So it's easier just to cut it with your knife.
Yes.
finish the opening.
In order so that you have less opportunities for cracking, I will do a stand-up piece, floor, ceiling to floor, and that way I only have a 12-inch piece to tape, and it's all one piece. That way you eliminate a lot of problems.
You just do a vertical right in that section because it's
Yep.
a short corner.
Right.
Where everything else will basically be horizontal.
It's under 48 here. That's probably 36, but
Okay.
because it's under 48, I can stand the sheet up after I cut it.
Right.
And then you have no seams. And then the only place that's possible to crack would be here.
Right, where the one board butts up to the other.
And you always cut over a door. Never up the edge. Never go up this edge.
Because that will cause more cracking.
Yes, definitely.
All of the drywall has been hung and installed, so I'm going to be speaking with one of the employees with Strong Arm Drywall, and they're going to walk us through the process of doing the finish phase of the drywall. So let's take a look. This is the main floor office, and you can see the first coat of tape and drywall mud. So this is one wall, and then here is the ceiling. And as I come back down the front wall that faces the street, you can see all of the joints taped. And this is what the actual tape looks like. Comes in a big roll. And then they put the mud or the compound in this container along with the tools they use to install the mud. This is the drywall mud or compound the installers are using on all of the seams and the joints in this home. Okay, I'm here with Matt with Strong Arm Drywall. We're in the upstairs bathroom, one of them, and he's already cut the piece of tape that's going to be going on this corner and put the drywall compound on the back of the tape that will be applied to the wall. And this is how you actually install the tape on a corner.
You got to use all-purpose in order for it to stick and stay.
All-purpose tape or all-purpose?
All-purpose compound.
Compound, okay.
Or at least preferably. There's also metal corner bead and vinyl, but paper turns out really nice. You run it through a hopper first to get the mud on the back.
And so that roller you just used is just to make sure it adheres to the wall?
Yeah. And then you kind of want to check it while you're doing this to make sure you got a little bit of hollowness to it. So that it'll take mud later. Just wipe it real tight. And it'll be ready to coat tomorrow. That's it.
And then how many coats of the drywall
compound?
compound?
2 on this, 2 on all the flats, 1 on the angles after you tape them, and 3 on the screws.
Okay.
And sometimes more if you got something bad.
Okay. And then how long does it typically take to dry?
Usually just a day if there's good heat and air ventilation. If it's like really cold and damp, it'll mess with it and take longer.
Mm-hmm.
But usually it'll dry overnight. It'll be ready to coat the next day. But tomorrow we might not get to coating this. Tomorrow we're going to make sure we finish first coating all the flats, which is all the other joints.
All right. Thank you. So what exactly are you doing right now?
So this is a mud box, and it just basically makes coating a whole lot faster. You just fill it in nice and good, and then the other guy will come behind and wipe it behind me.
Now you're just wiping it to smooth it all out.
Yeah, get rid of the
So they just call that tool the box then?
Yeah, this is the box.
And it's just full of drywall mud?
Comes in various sizes.
Okay.
Fill it with mud. This here's the brake.
On the end of it, okay. I could definitely see how that would make it much faster.
Yeah.
So yeah, versus taking your hands.
A lot quicker than by hand.
And so for a house this size, after all the drywall is hung, how long will it take to tape and do all the finish?
It usually takes about, what, like a week and a half?
Yeah.
Unless it's super big, and depending, but usually about a week and a half to get through all the steps.
To get everything done with all the
Yeah.
different coats? And then all the sanding at the very end?
Yep, sanding, detail.
This is one of the sanding tools that they use. Basically, it's sandpaper on a pole to get in harder to reach areas. And that's what the other side, looks like. And then they can use it to sand as needed, top, bottom ceilings. So that's just one of the sanding tools that they use. And when they need to sand by hand, this is just some sandpaper. It's nice because it's easier to grip with this flat surface here. So just use that to sand as needed on the walls, ceilings, corners, wherever they need to sand the mud that they had already put on the walls.
The drywaller is in the upstairs hall bath, sanding to make sure it is smooth for the painters. They apply a blue chalk to the drywall compound before applying it to the walls in the areas that have needed touch-up to make it easier to spot any areas that need additional sanding and smoothing. Also, since the light fixtures are not installed until the painting is complete, he has to use a handheld light to see as he sands in the room. This is what a finished room looks like after it has been taped, the drywall compound installed with several coats, and the room has been sanded. It is now ready for the painters to start.
The drywall is all complete, so it was hung and then finished. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for our next episode. Make sure to check out our website and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.